Marx did so deliberately.
I'll tell you! Cross the leash, boys! Die, Bernie!
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say, I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Very well, but I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but... are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient. Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich.
Who are you, really?
Is that not enough for you, puny?
I'm curious to know who you were before.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember.
Who are...
Is...
I'm...
No.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless...
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position...
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took...
How is your stay with...
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect.
Who is treating
No,
you?
if...
Soldier.
I'm fine.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever. Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
So this is how it ends. Farewell, my life, you betrayed me, good.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
There's safer places to be than here. Oi! Didn't you hear me? Burn it, boys! Die, vermin!
It's locked.
turned around, sir.
Die, vermin!
Watch yourselves! Fuck, it's fast!
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
What do you want? Somebody help! Who are you? What do you want? Somebody help!
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Shouldn't you go back home, where you'll be safe?
Maybe later. But for now,
Shouldn't you go back home?
maybe...
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony. My mother would die if she were to see me in this state. I must wait.
am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How is it possible? Tell me. Is it so easy to take a life every night, and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You've felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
Thank you, my lady. I will.
Good. But be careful. If I found you here, others may too.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
This one's mine! Elite!
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Die, vermin! Stupid bitch! Bloody leech!
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest, as you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you.
With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
Oh, Camellia, the silent.
Good evening, Mr. Nivik.
And good evening to you.
Have you recent...
Not at all.
I'll leave you alone. Hello again, miss. Tell me about Richard Nithercott. Camellia, I know you want... Very well. Goodbye, then. Hello again, miss. You don't seem to need... Very well. Goodbye, then. cannot enter.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled, my child. I bring understanding.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical...
I will be fine.
I will see you later. Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. It's locked.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this. Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Cadogan fellow.
It's on to us! This one's mine! Human! Kill it! He's being built! Grenade! Bloody monster!
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you...
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek...
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being a...
No, I really...
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted...
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
Perhaps you were trapped or...
Are you joking? I grew up...
Do you want to talk?
No.
An irrational...
Well, Doctor, take...
Perhaps you would...
Are you joking?
Mr. Thatcher.
No.
I understand.
No. Nobody can...
Why were you locked?
I went...
Why did you run?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital. But I can't...
Tell me about your...
That's what the bloody doc...
Do you need med...
Don't get me wrong, sir.
I'm certain you have your...
It is...
Do you want to...
No.
An irrational...
Are you joking?
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take...
Rats in the streets. Aren't I the lucky one?
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
I'm eternally grateful, Doc.
What caused your phobia?
It happened last year.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as...
I see.
No, you don't. You have not...
You are all...
I'm not giving up on bringing...
Perhaps he needs to reach that...
Could you speak to him?
You are always welcome at the Pembroke...
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him...
Perhaps he needs to...
Could you speak?
What can you...
War was...
Did you know...
No.
I fought...
Yeah.
Why do you
It's complicated.
Can you speak about...
Rats, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself. Good evening.
Evening, Doctor.
Oswald.
I don't trust doctors. Or
your fear of being trapped.
I've seen enough butchers in what...
Mr. Thatcher.
No.
I understand.
No.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
Would you relax? There's nobody here.
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
You know, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
We survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best. Fuck the wall, right? And fuck them all.
Fuck the wall. Fuck them all. With that.
We have no reason to be here. I have not survived being buried in a...
It's locked.
Trivialities. Not in the middle of the battle.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do.
Our job brings us into...
That's easy for you to...
What can you tell?
Someone killed...
You don't seem...
Why should I?
Why do you have such a...
Fuck them.
I know it...
I've seen, babe.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you really?
And why not?
But you're not...
You keep people...
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room. And Mr.
You don't seem...
Why should I?
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doc.
What can you do
Everybody's...
as a nurse?
Yeah.
Do you need medical...
I'm fine.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening.
Do you require medical...
I will be fine.
Nurse.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Why does... What can... And it...
No!
Where is...
I don't...
Did you see... Goodbye, Nurse. What on earth happened here? It's locked, all right. Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed, I am thrust.
Please, could you tell me something?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning...
What?
I'm not ashamed to...
It's...
This epidemic.
I based my...
I'd rather not talk about it.
As long as you're cautious and methodical.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What can you tell me?
Well, it has always been an honor.
You seem quite optimistic.
I'm convinced that...
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe.
Do you want me to play the errand boy?
Oh, no, Dr. Reed. But if...
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your...
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the...
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that...
It's a false conceit.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment.
Harvey Fiddick is a...
What is it, you...
Fair question.
Tell me, Mr. Fiddick.
Our first diagnosis was compromised.
But why would he hide such crucial...
Because he is a proud father.
This...
I agree.
Do you think keeping his distance...
All I know is that I'm taking care of human...
Can you tell me it? I'm sure... My fault?
Oh, nothing.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I will not let you down.
Good evening, sir.
I don't know if a third opinion is needed.
I see. Would you...
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I'll...
Tell me about...
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm...
I was more curious about...
I'm a carp...
Tell me about...
Strickland and Ackroyd.
What do you mean? Are you Well, I won't...
Are you sure you...
In other circumstances... Tell me...
My wife died because of me.
How could your job be responsible?
I was working a double.
You can't hold yourself...
Of course I...
Tell me more about...
1915. I was...
What happened? I'm sorry for your loss.
I would like to...
How are your children?
They were smaller then. Yep.
Is there anything else?
Really?
Unfortunately... Tell me more... What? Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to... As for me, what a blundering...
Good evening.
And good evening to you.
Tell me more. What if... Can you tell me... Oh. Goodbye. Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters.
Good. Always a pleasure to...
A colleague?
Not anymore.
What do you mean?
No, sir.
Tell me that... Do you really...
Yes, it was a time beyond... My...
Are you afraid? An interesting point of view.
Sir, as a...
How did you get up? Have we met?
I don't...
When we first...
Funny story.
Do you work?
Yes, very...
Why do you have to watch?
Because these poor fellows have no name.
Why?
It was for...
Tell me that... A pawn?
Yes.
Who?
I'm... What with the quarantine?
Since you're not afraid of dying.
No.
Do you think you would enjoy?
I don't think so.
Do you really?
Quite yes.
So
no,
you're...
No.
Do you need medical...
Well, the proximity.
Don't take too many...
And that is a...
Can you tell me what you...
Poor...
Who could have stolen a corpse?
That's exactly what I asked myself for the whole day.
Miss Jones is...
Yes.
Please show me.
Of course.
Good evening, sir.
Reed, let us just...
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd...
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on the...
I know we've never met before.
Oh, but...
There is no need for such animosity between...
That is one point we could agree on.
Tell me, Waverley. What do you...
Strickland is playing with his patient's life.
Are you thinking about...
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery.
Why do you wish to...
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not...
I really hope you're right.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away.
And are you not afraid?
Rivalry?
Since you're...
We're here to save lives.
I don't
Modern medical...
If you have a... there is no need...
That is...
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already...
I don't question...
And what exactly is that?
I served in the war just like you.
Be careful what you insinuate, Doctor.
I only want you to admit you used those...
Knowledge.
It is...
I don't know what you...
I served...
Be careful what...
I only...
Knowledge.
It is not a question...
It seems we can...
I don't...
And be careful.
I only...
Not...
It is not a...
What can you tell me?
Nothing.
So...
We...
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
I'm quite busy, right?
Do you need my assistance? Then you are lucky that I have taken the time.
I wish...
Thank you for your time. Good evening.
And good evening.
What do you think?
It's a shame he's...
With the influenza and...
I believe that if...
So you believe it's just...
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as...
Goodbye, Dr. It's locked.
To have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope you don't like that.
It's locked, all right.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you. You see, no one has claimed your body, sir, so it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir, and I thank you for your generous donation. I'm managing a train terminal, not a morgue. Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
It never ceases to amaze me how you...
It's locked. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening.
Can you tell me? I'm sure it might. Oh. Goodbye, Dr.
I met him in New York.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation, and more determination.
You look exhausted. You're pushing yourself too hard.
Can you remind me why
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening,
Goodbye, Milt. I cannot enter.
Don't worry, sir. Everything's going to be fine.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Don't worry, sir. I'll be back in a few minutes. Call me if you're interested,
You always knew the words to
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical attention as well?
Do you know your...
Despite what...
Well, at least...
What can you tell...
It's a...
Tell me more.
What? She meant... I...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
We may lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London.
I will not let you down, my boy.
falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Damn it! Why is this so difficult every time?
That is better. That is better. I will make it through one more night.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbet.
Dr. Reed.
I know you'll take...
I need it to endure the long shift.
For God...
Irresponsible! I'm sorry, Nurse Brannigan. I won't witness the great doctor you were destined to be.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Doctor. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening.
And good evening to...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, so many deaths. Still more coming.
Good evening, sir. Sure we're making a difference.
Are you... Thank you for your... It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked. I cannot enter.
Back in the grave! Sorry, sir. Meat spot! Watch out! No! Fuck his fast!
Are you all right, Miss?
My name is Xiao Shun.
I do...
Yes, I am.
You should go home.
No, not yet.
You realize...
Why?
But you're not... Let's just...
Please
You
What?
But you're not...
You sound like...
Let's just say...
Please
You should go...
No.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiao Shun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days. But for me, it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
How do you feel? Have you recently...
I heard that...
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
Sadness can be a terrible trap. It can entangle you and weaken your heart if you let it control your thoughts.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
You should go home now.
No, not yet. I miss my dear Matthew so much, and I can't forgive myself.
Goodbye, Xiaoshun. Maybe we'll talk later.
You know you can trust me. Why have you not spoken to me? Though I still feel so disconnected from the others there.
Hello again, Shao.
Hello again.
The Spanish... How do you feel?
I'm as well.
Have you recently... Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician. One of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you. Since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
You should go home.
I think you're right.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun.
Maybe I'll see you again in White.
Goodbye for now.
So many new graves. Why do I still feel so disconnected from the others? Maybe I'll see...
Have you recently... Goodbye for now.
Matthew.
I'd head back if I were you, sir.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Die, vermin!
Run! Back to the shadow!
Lord, give us strength!
He's dead!
I ought here to step!
Get your weapons ready! We found one! Die, vermin! Snuff it, Lee! He's dead!
Good evening, sir. Dr. Jonathan...
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my...
Do you know where I...
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cut. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Shorthampton well.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier, I can respect...
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here, like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Do you know what this... He was... Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I don't have any money for you leeches.
I'm not here for charity, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want, then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife, and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
I'm looking... Yeah. Can I see what you...
As long as you have money.
Mark my words.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night?
Unless for giving me a laugh.
Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
It's a good thing you can.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any...
And what do you define as a strange event?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton.
A vampire hunter?
I know what you're thinking. I'm...
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A man of science.
What can you...
Did you hear about what...
It's impossible.
But it's my duty.
So...
I patrol...
Can I help?
Actually, yes.
Are you asking?
If you wouldn't mind.
How do you...
It's simple, really. They can't stand...
Have you ever killed one of these creatures?
Of course I have.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated...
Were you ever tempted?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a...
So you...
Vampires are just...
I'm looking for Sean Hampton.
The sad saint? He should be at his...
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor.
I could make you tell...
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when...
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts.
Goodbye.
I should have offered a drink to the boy.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening.
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place...
Or something like that. Nothing that a few...
You're something of a
I'm only...
Since I'm here...
Well, perhaps, Doctor.
How could a physician help you in this?
I have a small warehouse just past the...
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow...
Where?
It's in a...
I believe, please.
Oh, I don't like to...
Goodbye, Mr. Watt.
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning.
You look concerned.
This is a bad borough.
If you're uncertain about your safety here, the docks might not be the right place for you.
I got responsibilities. And it's not like I got the money to move anywhere else anyway.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory, then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Excuse my curiosity, but...
Something bothering you?
Believe me, I know...
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not...
I'm sorry if I won't.
Nosy.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish. Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me?
Don't take it, Pert.
Yes.
I'm Dyson Delaney.
Inebriation aside.
Yes.
Take this, then.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop. The only remedy...
What do you do for a... Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying.
You sound very...
That's because I...
Don't you... Is there...
How dare...
No...
Let me...
Another... Is there... Why... No...
Let me...
All right. What kind of...
It was a...
You lost.
I've lost it.
I'm so...
It's okay.
Surely you must...
Sure.
Sounds like you were...
No.
Do you really?
No.
I want to know more about...
I'm still an adult.
Do you still see your...
No. I hope they'll...
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution?
I do not believe...
I'm looking for Mr...
I really don't know. I heard...
Who could tell me that?
About the sad saint.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost... Welcome back, Doc.
Why does your waitress feel in danger?
This part of town is dangerous.
Do you think she...
Of course I am.
Tom?
I heard the sad saint...
The important...
Why not try his night?
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Another disgusting...
Seems like the guard of Prewin is on Sean Hampton's trail, too.
Want some of this?